Good morning, everyone. This is that trucker named Joe again. Yeah, gotta excuse me. I'm waking up. Decided to go ahead and send this video off. Uh, it was on my chest to let it off. So this one's about Swift. I'm gonna keep it short because I'm sure there's plenty of videos on here about Swift. Everyone heard a lot of negativity, some positive things, some negative things. A lot of stuff you heard is true, but I'm gonna give you my take on it. Because once again, I believe my opinions are always unbiased. I'm not hating on no one. I just want everyone to get a real feel of what a driver thinks about these companies. I'm not saying I'm the best person, definitely not the worst. But what I am, I'm always going to be truthful, and I'm always going to be real with you about what I experienced. And that's what it's about, my experience. I want you to understand what the orientation is like. I want you to understand what driving for them is like. Give you a little bit of what to expect. And now, with that said, on Swift, like I said, a lot of things you hear about Swift is true. It's a very, very, very large company. They have a lot of other companies that they've bought out, that they've connected to. Um, they hire a lot of new drivers. They have a lot of new drivers training new drivers, which if you've been driving for a while, you kind of know what to expect from that. You can't have someone who's only been driving 6 months trying to train a new person and expect for them to really, really know what's going on. I've been driving over 23 years, and I learned from my experience that a lot of things you need to learn out here, you're going to have to learn from experience. And I would say it took me at least my first year before I had a hang on what was really going on. Excuse me. Didn't want to cough on camera with y'all. But like I said, uh, it took me a good year to really realize what was going on and to get a handle on backing and knowing how to adjust the weight, slide the tandems, deal with these scales, the DOT, and everything else, and all the ins and outs of trucking. So, me personally, I don't think it's all right to have someone as green as 6 months trying to train me how to drive. Thank God I didn't have to deal with that. But hey, if it works for you, go for it. They have a driving school. They will teach you to drive. They will help you get your license. Of course, you're going to have to work for them for a while to pay that back. My experience there, I'm going to say, wasn't a great one. I had already been driving for a while when I went to Swift. And the only reason I went to Swift is because at that point in time, I was having a couple of complications with my record. Um, I had been in a tough situation with the company prior, which kind of made it a little tough. But Swift accepted me. Um, they took me in. Thank you, Swift, for that. Regardless of what I say on this video, thank you for that, Swift. And they gave me a chance. But my experience there wasn't the best. Um, they love to use cameras. Me personally, I don't like cameras. Cameras facing out is fine with me. Cameras facing in is not fine with me. They say they're not recording you, but come on now, we all know the deal. And my biggest problem came from that camera, where um, they have a speed limit, which most companies do, but say you're going downhill and you exceed that speed limit, you're going to get in trouble for it. So speed limit is 75, but you end up going 77 downhill. I'm not 77, 67 downhill. To them, you're speeding. Um, they have contracts with a lot of the major companies like Walmart, Dollar General, Dollar Tree. Um, I always say it's what you make of it, and it just didn't go so well for me. The orientation was fine. They explained to me the best that they could, but I feel like they left out a lot of information that I knew by then needed to be told. Um, they have a lot of terminals, and like I said, they're a huge company. Dang, excuse me. They're a huge company, very huge company. Um, a lot of drivers come and go there. Their trucks, of course, are slow. You said about 62 miles per hour. Uh, that's a good thing for new drivers. Us experienced drivers, we ain't too crazy about it. Uh, the equipment, I'm gonna say, is decent. Of course, most of the trucks are white. It's kind of hard to keep a white truck clean and looking nice, but they do have wash bays. Um, they do tend to take care of them. You could end up in a truck that's been used for a while. So, you know, take care of it. It'll take care of you. But as for the people I interacted with that worked in the office, I didn't have any problems with that. They would communicate with me. They would listen. I was able to communicate with them. It's more or less a lot of the rules and regulations that they have. They've had a lot of problems, a lot of accidents. When you have a lot of young drivers who make a lot of mistakes working for you, you're going to have that problem. They don't have the best DOT record. Know that when you go in there. You're going to get put in the scales because of all them issues. So if you're a driver who don't take care of your logs and don't do your PMs right and don't do your PTIs right, you're going to have problems here because DOT has an eye on them. Um, what else can I tell you? If you get on any of their loads, I would suggest probably the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, because you can make decent money and not get stuck sitting behind the wheel all day. Yeah, there's a lot of labor to it. You unloading it by hand onto a rail, but hey, I like the physicality of it. As you see, I'm not a small person, so I like to get my workout in. You're gonna get it done with that. Their pay scale is decent. I'm gonna say decent. It's not at the top. It definitely ain't at the bottom. Um, they'll tell you that most of the freight that gets moved in this country, they take a good piece of that pie. Well, when you got a company that big, you're going to take it. You're going to get that much compared to most other companies. Um, on my scale, my trailer scale from 1 to 10, sorry to tell you this, Swift, I rank you kind of low. You're about a 3. For the simple fact that it just, it didn't feel very driver friendly there. I'm not saying that the people are mean or that they don't care. It's just they're more about business, making their money. And if you're not making the money for them, you're not working well for them. Um, there is forced dispatch. You're not going to be able to turn down the loads. None at all. And a lot of their routes, the good routes, are already taken by drivers who have been there, which is to be expected. If you've been in the company for a while, you're going to get first pick on the good runs. So with a company that big and that many drivers, you can imagine it takes you a while to get up that list. They got drivers who've been there for a long time. You see how they got gold drivers, platinum drivers, diamond drivers, and once they get up there, they're not letting it go because that's when the company does become very favorable to you. But for a lot of the new drivers, because they expect you to come and go, and they're not going to do a whole lot for you until they realize that you're going to be there for a while. So, like I said, I'm not going to do a lot of talking on Swift. There's too many videos on Swift already. Um, I told you a lot of things they say are true about Swift. They have a lot of accidents. They have a lot of drivers who just really haven't caught a hold of what's going on yet. But like I said, once again, everything is what you make it. If that's what works for you, go ahead and go to Swift. It did not work for me. Um, I stayed there maybe 3 weeks, a month at the longest. My departure from there was, uh, it was all right, but I said a couple of negative things about them on Facebook, and they took offense to it, like most company would. But what I didn't like that they did is because I gave my opinion, they did lie and say that they fired me when they did not fire me. So you have to be careful dealing with them because they monitor everything they do because of their accident record and their DOT record. They will monitor everything you say about them. So if you work for Swift, do not be on Facebook talking about them because I promise you, they will find it. They will find it and they will have a problem with you. You probably will be terminated for it. And they'll tell you this. They work close with the government, so if you're one of them kind of people like me who don't like the government all in your business, it's probably not a good place for you to go. Um, the culture there is very mixed. They have a lot of female drivers, a lot of male drivers. They did have a lot of problems with the female drivers having trouble with their trainers. They'll show you that in the video also. So if you're a female and decide to go to work for Swift, just be careful what you do. Know who you're dealing with. That's why my rating of them is so low. It's because of the little things that they have. But as for getting in and out of places like Walmart, Swift is going to work for you because a lot of that is drop and hook. If you're the kind of driver who just like to go, 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 Swift will work for you. But if you like me and you prefer the way they treat you over everything else, you're probably not going to like Swift too much. Their orientations anywhere from 3 to 4 days long. They do pay you for it. And they're not one of them kind of companies who will get you in the orientation and if it don't work out for you, leave you hanging like some companies will. They'll get you in there and if it don't work out, they'll tell you find your own way home. I'll tell you about some companies that do that too. DeBoer. Please watch my video on DeBoer if you're deciding to go there. That's one of them companies to be careful of. But like I say, my opinions are unbiased and just my opinions. It could work for you better than it worked for me. But I want you to know what I experienced, what I went through, and let you take it from there and decide whether or not you want to work there. I don't want no one going to any company and not knowing what to expect because they're all different. They're all different. And Swift is very different. So, but if you want to work for a large company that has a well-known record, whether it's good or positive, or negative, should I say, then go Swift. Give them a try. One thing that I will say good about Swift, if you have Swift on your record, a lot of companies will look at you as a driver worth hiring because according to what I've heard, Swift is very rigorous in their picking of drivers. And your record has to be pretty good to go to work for them. So if you worked for them and you had a good experience there and they don't have nothing negative to say about you, it'll get you hired in other companies. So once again, my opinions, just want y'all to have a good idea of what's going on. Once again, everyone have a wonderful day. Remember, love everyone. Show love, be loved. Love keeps the world going around. This is Trucker Joe saying, have a wonderful day. I'm going to get up and get my day started so I can make my money. See y'all later.